All right, let's get practicing in QuickBooks Online. Grab the link below in the description so that you can follow along. All right, here we are in the QBO Gym. And the QBO Gym is a place where we have numerous exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Every single month, we come out with new exercises and we break it down for you into 4 different sections. So today we are going to be working in the November warm-ups section. At the top here is a little animated video to tell you what's going on in Craig's world that month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive quiz that relates to the video up above. And then further down are all of the exercises within this section. So today we are going to practice using invoice links and receiving payments. You will need to be in the sample company. If you're not sure how to get into the sample company or get your own free QBOA account, go ahead and click on the link below in the description. So our scenario today, Craig went to a home show and ran into a bunch of his clients. Shara Barnett, Jeff's Jalopies, Cookies by Kathy, and Bill's Windsurf Shop all had outstanding invoices, so he texted them a link from his mobile app and they were able to make their payments right on the spot. So let's take a look at how this would work. When the customers paid via the link in real life, QBO would automatically record the payment and mark the invoice as paid. But because we are dealing with a sample company and we can't actually have customers pay via a link, we will manually record the payments. Before we do that, however, let's see how to share an invoice link with a customer. And this can also be done in the mobile app itself. So when you first open up the sample company, you will be on the Getting Things Done dashboard. This page provides an easy way to pull up all the overdue invoices. So in the tasks tile, we're going to click on the first Go button, and that one's related to the unpaid invoices. So here I am in the sample company. This is the dashboard that we were referring to. In this tasks tile, you will see this talks about remind your customers about 10 unpaid invoices. This is the one that we want to click the Go button on. So go ahead and do that, and you see the list of all the unpaid invoices appear for you. So let's take a look at how you would send the link using Barnett Design as an example. So we're going to look for that Barnett Design row, and then in the action column, click on the down arrow and then select Share Invoice Link. So here is that Shara Barnett Design. Here is the little arrow. Click on that and you will see this one, Share Invoice Link. Go ahead and click on that and you will get this little pop-up. Here is the link directly to that invoice. Now you can always copy it and you can put it in a text or email. We're not going to do it for this exercise, but this is just for informational purposes, of course. It's important to note that this link is sending the customer to an already existing invoice. This is different than the QBO feature payment links, which is used to capture payment for a newly created sales receipt. So a sales receipt is what is used when payment is made at the time of the sale, so it changes hands immediately, versus an invoice where it is something that is paid at a later time. So we're done with this. All we're going to do is just click on the X to close out the box. And again, this is not part of the exercise. It's more for informational purposes so that in real life, when you are working with clients, you are able to show your clients how they could do this. All right, so to simulate what happened when the invoice is paid, let's go ahead and receive the payment from Barnett Design. So next to the client Shara Barnett Design, we're going to go ahead and click on Receive Payment. So again, that is that first line right here. Go ahead and click on Receive Payment for the transaction to appear for us. Here you go. Let's go ahead and fill it out. But you will notice first that the customer field already shows Shara Barnett Design as the customer and the invoice is already checked. This is because we are receiving payment from that invoice list specifically. There are other ways that you can get to these receive payment for invoices. So when you are doing it directly this way, it's already showing up the customer information and selecting that invoice, as you can see here and right here. So in the payment field, we're going to click on the down arrow and then click on the plus new button. And before I do that, I'm going to move to the next step so you can see why. Because we are going to create a new ACH payment method so that it can mimic how it actually happened in real life. ACH is that electronic funds that's go between banks or financial institutions. So in the name field, we're going to type ACH and then save it. So let's go into this transaction. You're going to click on the arrow here, click on the plus add new, and then in the name is going to be ACH. It is not a credit card. So go ahead and click the save button. And now that new payment method is saved for us. We need to complete this form. So in the deposit to field, we're going to select checking. And you'll note that we are selecting checking here because these payments will automatically be deposited into that account when they are paid through the payment link. Versus if they had given him a check or cash, when we receive payment for those type of payments, the deposit to goes into this undeposited funds. It's that holding account. But since it has already gone through and gone to the checking account directly because it's an ACH payment, we're going to go ahead and change this to checking. So you can see here we have the customer, the payment method, and the invoice is selected. So all we need to do now is just save and close this. So click on the little arrow down here on the green button, and then you will see save and close. Go ahead and click on that. And that payment has been saved for us. Let's move on to Jeff's Jalopies. In the same, in his line, Jeff's Jalopies line, we're going to click again on receive payment. So here is Jeff's Jalopies. Go ahead and click on receive payment for the transaction to appear for us. Again, we don't need to do anything with the customer field or check the invoice because it's already done for us because of how we are doing this. In the payment field, again, it's an ACH and the deposit to is checking. So go ahead, here it is. Customer is good. Invoice is selected, which is great. As a note here, the payment date, this will be whenever whenever it was actually received. We are leaving this alone for the purpose of this exercise, but know that dates are really important. And so in real life, you would want to make this adjustment based on when the payment was actually received. So in the payment method, again, click on the arrow, select ACH. Deposit to is already showing as checking, which is great. That's what we need. So now we can simply just save and close this one as well. So click on the green save and close button. And now that received payment is saved as well. Moving on, we're going to go receive payment for Cookies by Kathy using the same steps as before. We're going to, on her line, click on receive payment. So that's the top one here. Click on receive payment. And as you guessed, her customer name is here and the invoice is already selected, which is great. We are going to change the payment method to ACH and then select checking and then save and close. So let's go back here, payment method, click on the arrow, select ACH. It is already depositing to the checking account, which is great. So everything looks good here. All we need to do now is simply save and close. And now that one has been saved and we have one final one, and I'm sure you can guess how we will do this for Bill's Windsurf Shop. Go ahead and click on his line, click on receive payments. So here is Bill's Windsurf Shop. On that line, click on receive payments. His name is already showing up, the invoice is already selected, and so the payment method is going to need to be, I'm sure you can guess, ACH, because they are all paying the exact same way. So go ahead and click on the arrow, click on ACH. The deposit to is checking, which is great. That's exactly what we want it to be. Everything looks good, so all we need to do now is simply save and close. Click on the green button there. And there you go. You have learned now how to, or you've practiced how to send invoice links and receive payments. And if you have any questions or want to know more about the QBO Gym, just go ahead and click on the link below in the description. Be sure to leave this session of the sample company open as you will need it for the next exercise in the warm-up section where we practice creating estimates. And I will see you in the next video.